You are about to experience a series of jumps from the beyond what you can imagine quantum arc. This 10-jump arc is for anyone who wants to go beyond the furthest point they can currently imagine without snapping back to the familiar. Across these jumps, you learn how to stay present when the inner picture starts to fade and the known map runs out. As the arc unfolds, you build calm trust and subtle sensitivity, so awareness can keep opening without force or fear. By the end, the unknown no longer feels like a wall. It feels like open territory you can actually move through. In this second section, Trusting the Unknown, you begin clearing the emotional reactions that make you tense up when you cannot immediately make sense of what you are sensing, relaxing the need for instant form, and building deeper trust in what has not yet taken shape. The benefit of this section is that you loosen resistance at the edge, create more safety inside the unknown, digest the fear that can arise when things feel subtle or undefined, and become more willing to stay with what has not fully appeared yet, making it easier to keep going past the visible edge without bracing or retreating. We will begin with a simple breathing exercise. The purpose of this exercise is to help introduce a calm and relaxed state before we begin the quantum jump process. This breathing exercise will take approximately 2 minutes, and then we will begin. To follow this exercise, simply breathe in when you hear the bells chime, and breathe out when you hear the cymbals ding. We will continue this pattern until we begin the jump. Relax. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, mentally repeat and visualize the number 3 times. You are at level 3, the level for physical relaxation. To help you learn to relax, I'm going to direct your attention to different parts of your body. Concentrate on the top of your head and imagine all of the tension being released from this location. Now, concentrate on your forehead and imagine all of the tension being released from this location. Concentrate on your eyelids and the tissues surrounding your eyes. Imagine them completely releasing all tension from this location. Concentrate on your face, your jaw, your entire head, and imagine all of the tension being released from these locations. Now, concentrate on your throat and imagine all of the tension being released from this location. Concentrate on your shoulders and imagine all of the tension being released from this location. Concentrate on your chest and imagine all of the tension being released from this location. Concentrate on your stomach and your abdomen and imagine all of the tension being released from these locations. Concentrate on your arms and imagine all of the tension being released from this location. Concentrate on your legs and imagine all of the tension being released from this location. Concentrate on your calves and imagine all of the tension being released from this location. Concentrate on your feet and imagine all of the tension being released from this location. Concentrate on the soles of your feet and imagine all of the tension being released from this location. Now, concentrate on your toes and imagine all of the tension being released from this location. You are now completely relaxed and at a deeper level of mind. To enter the mental relaxation, level 2, mentally repeat and visualize the number 2 several times. You are now at level 2, a deeper level than 3. Level 2 is for mental relaxation, where noises will not distract you. Instead, noises will help you to relax mentally more and more. Now, take another deep breath, and as you exhale, mentally repeat and visualize the number 1 3 times. You are now at level 1, a centered and deep state of mind. To help you go deeper, I will count from 10 to 1. On each descending number, you will feel yourself going inward, deeper and deeper. 10, 9. Feel yourself going deeper. 8, 7, 6. Deeper and deeper. 5, 4, 3. Even deeper. 2, 1. You are now at a pleasant level of mind, where you are able to concentrate fully on one subject. Now, focus on the image of yourself, calm and at ease, eyes closed in this meditative state. While maintaining this image, touch the roof of your mouth with the tip of your tongue and hold it there as I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. You may release your tongue. You have just programmed your mind with the Bhaga. Whenever you touch the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, it will act as a signal of intention. You are alert, focused, and ready for success. There are many possibilities in life. Some are clear, others are spontaneous. When you are relaxed as you are now, inspiration helps you choose the right path. In a moment, you will jump to a version of yourself who has already learned to keep going calmly when the familiar picture disappears and the map runs out. They meet the unknown with quiet courage instead of pulling back into what is safe. They move with a steady pace, trusting their feet, even when they cannot see the horizon. They will show you how it feels to stay present and grounded when the inner picture starts to fade into a blank space. They will show you how to trust the subtle sensations of the body rather than relying on mental images alone. After this meeting, you will choose timelines where uncertainty feels like open territory rather than danger. I will count from 1 to 3, and a transit door will appear in front of you. 1, 2, 3. There it is. A glowing door, your launch point. Beyond it lie infinite versions of you, living out infinite timelines. Step through. Jump. You arrive in a space that feels vast, quiet, and wrapped in a soft mist that blurs the edges of the room. The air is cool and still, asking for nothing but your simple presence. A smooth stone path extends forward, disappearing gently into the blank silver bog. And there they are. The one who does not turn back self. They are anchored and deeply at ease, their shoulders relaxed despite the lack of clear view. Their breath is long and steady, setting a rhythm of absolute trust. Watch what they are doing. They take a step forward into the mist without reaching their hands out to brace for impact. They let the environment unfold around them at its own pace, requiring no guarantees. Here, the instinct to pull back has dissolved into quiet courage. You witness a tension resting comfortably in the body, rather than straining to see what comes next. The nervous system remains perfectly calm even as the familiar map completely fades away. This version of you shows that the edge of your imagination is not a wall, but a threshold to something wider. Uncertainty is no longer a threat, but the very space where new creation begins. Take it in. Now, step closer to this version of yourself. They turn to you with a soft, reassuring nod, acknowledging your arrival. Courage is not the absence of the unknown, but the willingness to stand inside it. You are ready to walk beyond the limits of what you can currently picture. In a moment, you will have the opportunity to ask a few questions, but before you speak, remember, you may not hear words. You might feel a steady, grounding weight in the soles of your feet. You might see a warm, silver light expanding gently behind your closed eyes. And if nothing seems to happen, that's okay. The message is already integrating. Now, ask, what unlocked your ability to stop confusing the blank space with danger? How do you sustain this quiet courage when the familiar map disappears? What simple shift do you rely on to keep going without needing to see the destination? If you have a question of your own, please speak it now. Let it move through your body. Let it resonate. Let it be. Now, step forward and prepare to merge. You step into their space, and your breathing naturally syncs with their slow, even rhythm. A profound sense of safety washes down your spine, settling deeply into your core. Their quiet courage infuses your muscles, replacing hesitation with a grounded, forward momentum. The need to visualize the path dissolves, replaced by a deep trust in your own bodily knowing. You are now the one who does not turn back. You realize that true safety comes from trusting your own presence, not from controlling the outcome. The vast unknown is no longer something to brace against, but an open field welcoming your steps. Let the shoulders drop completely, releasing the habit of bracing for the invisible. Feel the steady rhythm of your own heart and let it be the only compass you need. Stay here a moment longer in full embodiment. And when you are ready, we will continue to the next jump. The transit door appears before you. Step through and move into the next space. In a moment, you will enter a timeline where you navigate wide, formless spaces simply by trusting the slow rhythm of your own presence. In this reality, the need to see the whole path dissolves into a quiet comfort with the step you are currently taking. The air feels vast and supportive, carrying a gentle momentum that requires no effort to ride. This field will show you how it feels to let the body lead when the mind cannot find a familiar shape to hold. It will show you how to move through the unknown at a pace that feels deeply safe and entirely your own. This immersion will teach your nervous system that clarity is not required for calm, forward motion. The portal appears before you. Step through and jump. You arrive in a space that feels softly illuminated, stretching endlessly without walls or borders. A gentle, rhythmic breeze moves through the openness, carrying the feeling of absolute safety. The ground beneath you feels solid, even though it has no visible edge. This timeline is known as the timeline of gentle continuance. Here, the baseline is a profound patience with what is not yet fully formed. Forward movement happens naturally, guided by an inner compass rather than an external map. Watch what is already happening. A quiet urge to step forward arises, and the body answers it with a slow, even stride that requires no destination. The landscape shifts subtly with every movement, responding to your calm pace rather than demanding a direction. Here, the pressure to figure things out has matured into a peaceful willingness to just be in motion. You witness the sheer ease of walking through a void that feels like a welcoming embrace. The nervous system remains perfectly regulated, finding its anchor in the rhythm of the walk, rather than the view of the horizon. From within this reality, you realize that the unknown is not an empty room waiting to trap you. It is a living current that gently carries you forward the moment you stop demanding to see the end. Now, step closer to the field of this timeline. The vast openness seems to breathe with you, humming a low note of welcome that settles the chest. Readiness is not about having a plan. It is the simple act of letting the next step happen without needing to know where it lands. In a moment, you will have the opportunity to ask a few questions. But before you speak, remember, you may not hear words. You might feel a soft, steady pulse in the soles of your feet. You might see a faint silver mist parting gracefully as you move. And if nothing seems to happen, that's okay. The message is already integrating. Now, ask. How do I deepen into your gift of gentle continuance without forcing my mind to paint a picture? How do I operate so the absence of form feels like freedom instead of a void? What small cue can I carry back so I remember to trust my pace when the map runs out? If you have a question of your own, please speak it now. Let it move through your body. Let it resonate. Let it be. Now, prepare to sink. Let your exhale match the slow, rolling breeze that moves through the space. A profound quiet washes down the spine, clearing away the frantic need to search. Feel the vastness wrap around you like a protective layer, telling your muscles that they are allowed to rest in motion. The mind stops reaching for familiar shapes, content to just ride the steady rhythm of the body. You are now in sync with the field of the timeline of gentle continuance. The horizon does not need to be visible for you to be moving in the right direction. This is not a loss of control, but a surrender to a much deeper, older kind of navigation. Let the soles of your feet feel heavy and warm, anchoring you to the present step. Feel the space behind your eyes soften. releasing the strain of trying to see what comes next. Stay here a moment longer in full embodiment. And when you are ready, we will return. Now, I will count from 1 to 3, and you will return through the transit door, bringing back everything you've gained. 1, 2, 3. You are back on this side of the door, in this reality, but you've brought back the rhythm, the memory, the vibration of your quantum jumps. Now, I will count from 1 to 3 again. When I reach 3, you will open your eyes, fully awake, refreshed, and empowered. 1, 2, 3. Eyes open, wide awake, refreshed, and ready. You are now carrying the essence of what you have integrated, returning with clarity, strength, and purpose. In the days ahead, you may begin to stay with an unclear moment a little longer, without rushing to force a meaning or pull back into what feels familiar. You might notice that uncertainty feels less sharp or threatening, and that spaces, which once made you tense, now leave a little more room to breathe. You can feel less bracing in the chest and belly, a softer jaw, or a steadier breath when you find yourself near what has not yet taken shape. And in that moment, you'll know you are learning to trust the unknown without treating it like danger. You jumped, and something stayed with you.